One of my favourite features of Elden Ring Nightreign was the array of skins that allow players to customise their character with appearances both fresh and familiar. Unfortunately, some classes have much better selections than others, so this video will attempt to fix that by exploring some potential future additions for great skins that would ensure every player gets to drip their Nightfarer out in garbs they love. The Wilder has the best selection of skins currently, but there's certainly potential for more. I'm going to include 3 skins for each class, and the Wilder's got an epic selection here. First up, I'm ripping off the bandage and throwing Sekiro a bone. Ishin would be a great skin for the Wilder. Sure, he doesn't have the armor build for it, but who cares? He obviously can't be an Executor skin, given one of the ones I've picked for them, and this is the best place for him. It's unlikely they make Ishin a boss here, so there's no good reason he shouldn't be a skin. Next up, Dragon Slayer Ornstein, one of Dark Souls' most iconic characters. He fits the aesthetic of the Wilder perfectly, so I think he'd be an excellent addition to this class's wardrobe. Finally, I've saved potentially the best to last, Fume Knight. Need I say more? I'm sure I don't. This is an obvious choice. He is the Wilder. The Guardian has maybe the best Dawn and Darkness skins in the game. They're really great. Not only that, but he gets our boy Solaire and the DS1 protagonist as the legacy skins. He honestly rivals the Wilder for skin quality, but we can still do more. First, the Tower Knight. He's a bulky armoured knight, sits behind a great shield and wields a polearm. He's one of the more beloved bosses in the first entry in the Souls series, so I think he'd be a good choice to represent demons here. Dragon Slayer armour could also be a great option. Again, has a great shield, bulky armour and a polearm. But perhaps my favourite of my choices for the Guardian is one of DS2's best bosses, the Looking Glass Knight. He has one of the most standout visual identities in the series, much thanks to his shield, and could be a phenomenal addition to Nightreign's cosmetic flair. And if he's to fit any class, it's obviously the guy with a great shield. Iron Eye was one of the more difficult characters to come up with skins for. My first pick was a suggestion from the great Barbs, the Anor Londo Archer. They're one of the most recognisable archer enemies in the series, and I think they'd add a nice bit of contrast to this Nightfarer's typically light armour. Next is Hawkeye Go, the third of Gwyn's knights to get a skin should all my demands be met. He'd have to be slimmed down, but they could easily do so. Then, the most out of the box picks so far, Genichiro Ashina. He really couldn't fit into any other class, not with the other skins I've chosen, and the bow is one of the most iconic, if not beloved, aspects of his kit, so he would be an incredible inclusion here. The Iron Eye desperately needs some more significant skins, and I think Genichiro and Go could fill this role. As a Duchess main myself, I'm immensely disappointed by the skin selection for this class. The black leather outfit sucks, the Dark Wraith skin just isn't my style, it's too clustered, so I'm simply sticking with her Dawn appearance, which is great, but there's so many better options. A blatantly obvious one, Lady Maria? That's provided FromSoft have the sense not to neglect Bloodborne for no reason, but she undeniably fits the class perfectly. Then, we'll round out the Knights of Gwyn with Kieran, who wields twin daggers, the optimal gear for this Nightfarer. And finally, the skin I'd absolutely use if it was released, Emma the Gentle Blade, my favourite Soulsborne maiden with one of the cleanest designs in the series from the legendary Sekiro. She even fights just like the Duchess. These 3 would be an easy home run, and I have faith FromSoft won't let us down. The Raiders legacy skins are already amazing, both memes in the form of Havel and Siegfried, so I'd like to change that by introducing Velstadt, who obviously fits this class. Then, yet another weird Sekiro pick, Alfather. He's got the build for it, he wields a giant greatsword, and just generally gives off vibes similar to the Raider, and it would give him more variety than all his skins being bulky knight with heavy armour. Lastly, we've got an equally cool and goofy character, Executioner Smo. Yet another incredibly recognisable character from FromSoft's catalogue. Smo seems like such an obvious choice for this class, so much so that I'm surprised we didn't get him at launch. The Revenant is one of the more unique Nightfarers, and already has some excellent skins. Her Darkness garbs are likely the best of any non-legacy skins, and Sister Fried is obviously incredible. But we can easily spice up this roster. Firstly with Fool's Idol, not the most popular character, but there are a few that fit the aesthetic of the Revenant better than her. Nashandra would also be a very unique choice, and would provide a very distinct visual element to all the others. Bloodborne's doll is my final choice, one of the most beloved characters in that game, and one that fits better than perhaps any other suggestion I've made so far. I mean, the Revenant is literally a doll. Can it get more perfect than that? Kicking off my fresh wardrobe for the Recluse is Maiden Astraea, a sorceress with a design that, while not hugely similar in appearance to the Recluse, clearly bears many resemblances in her style. Next is the Archdeacon, based on Dark Souls 3's Deacons of the Deep. They don't have massive hats, but they do have wizard's robes, and frankly I couldn't find too many options for mage skins which don't feel largely samey. The basic big hat sorcerer will be filled by the most famous of the bunch, Big Hat Logan, which seems like another easy home run for a great skin that fans will love. For being one of the initially coolest seeming classes in the game, the Executor's designs are incredibly disappointing to me. I think his Dawn and Dark skins are poor, and his legacy garbs don't make up for it much. I'm still utterly baffled at how we didn't get Wolf off rip for this class's wardrobe. It's literally based on his character, so him being a skin is a clear must. Second to that, I initially had Penetrator as a Wilder skin, but I needed one more in here, and thought all the others fit Wilder better, and Penetrator's sword actually lends itself to this class really well. Activating your ability could coat it in the blood visuals from the fight. How sick would that be? My final skin of the video is a boss who feels at least partially visual inspiration for Sekiro, Sauron, many people's favourite boss in the second Dark Souls. He wields a katana, has armour not dissimilar from the Executor's own, and just clearly matches the style of this Nightfarer incredibly well. So there's my list of skins I'm keen to see in the future of Elden Ring Nightreign, and most of these are ones I think are highly likely, given how obvious garbs like Wolf and Smo seem for their respective classes. I really do hope we get to see a much larger variety of costumes in Nightreign's future, and if FromSoft can just grant me one wish, only one, just make Emma a skin for the Duchess, I'm begging you.